Let's go!
From Nintendo and Illumination.
The Super Mario Brothers can take care of the kingdom.
Comes a super-powered adventure. On April 1st.
Pack our things.
The galaxy gets even bigger.
He knows that's my bike, right?
Yes, sir.
The Super Mario Galaxy movie. Rated PG. Only theaters April 1st. Get tickets now.
It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. That's right. We've done all the work for you. All you have to do is push, play, and listen. You can call me Band Curious because I like to talk about musicians, bands, artists with my friends and have them get me amped up on whatever musicians, bands, artists that they're into. And today, what a fool believes is that we're going to be talking about the Doobie Brothers. And if I recall correctly, Randy, you put them on the board probably just after Cream or right around when we did Cream. You just kind of offered it up. Hey, what if we do the Doobies? If I recall correctly.
That is precisely correct. So I am easily influenced sometimes when I see something and I'm told a story about something. I'm like, ooh, that's fascinating. I want to get to know everything about that. And the reason why I wanted to do the Doobie Brothers so much was that I watched the Yacht Rock documentary and I thought it was fascinating. It was really well done. And, I know one of the executive producers on it and he does a great job with everything he does. But, it was just not something that I ever considered was real. And I still kind of don't, because it is a totally kind of made up genre in a way that stemmed off of these, pre-YouTube videos on the internet back in 04, 05 that I didn't really know much about. I just knew that, there were people out there doing yacht rock. And at that time I was more into just punk and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't want anything to do with anything like the Doobie Brothers or Toto or any of that stuff. But I'm near my 40s now and my tastes have kind of changed and differed. And now I'm like, ooh, okay, this is something that I can kind of get into. And what fascinated me about the Doobie Brothers is that they are a tale of two careers. It's the Doobie Brothers on the first half, and then it's Michael McDonald on the second half. And it's very clear difference between the halves there. The Doobie Brothers start out kind of in the same way that so many other 70s bands start out. I think very similar to the Eagles, very similar to, America or something like that, Horse and No Name. The ideas like Heartland rock, and it's pretty good. It's good. It's good classic rock music. It's played all the time still on classic rock radio. And, these are songs that even if you don't recognize that they're the Doobie Brothers, okay, I know that chorus. Listen to the music. I believe where we left off after we did Sly and the Family Stone, we said goodbye and we're like, see you for the Doobie Brothers. And we all did a medley of each one of their songs, which I'm sure will kind of come back up. But, they were just a solid rock band. And then you add Michael McDonald into the mix, mid 70s or so, mid to late 70s.
76.
76. There you go. And the mood just completely changes. And now you're getting jazzy. You're getting, a little bit more contemporary. rather than rock. And for a while, like, I think a lot of what my Doobie Brothers intake was very, very early in my understanding who the Doobie Brothers were was the one scene in 40-Year-Old Virgin where they're in the store where they all work. And one of the guys is like, man, I can't stand Michael McDonald. I can't remember. Like, I was thinking about going back and like seeing what that scene was about, but it was something about like, oh man, do I have to really sit here and listen to Michael McDonald all day? It's like one of the preset, uh, videos going on one of the TVs available for purchase or something like that. I don't know if you guys remember that, and it's been almost 20 years since I've even seen that movie, but that just kind of kept going through my head. And I feel like I also know what song is being played while that scene is happening. But at that time, again, that was my easily impressionable punk phase, and I'm like, fuck this stuff. And it didn't, as the documentary says, it rocks, but it doesn't rock too hard. And usually my go-to is be like, yeah, I want to rock and roll all night and part of every day. And I'm at a different age now where now I can understand the groovy side of it. I can understand like that Michael McDonald has a voice of the angels in a way, and it's just something. I can't think of a lot of other bands where you bring in one guy and he completely flips the table, and that could be a conversation in here as we keep going. And I'm sure Fredo has a little bit more knowledge on that than I do, but like, this is also, it kind of reminds me, another conversation we can bring up is that this is like an era or two before like something happens within a band, and mainly what would happen would be that, when a band would sell out, they would go to a major record label, but also they would change their style of music to be a little bit more, pop and contemporary. And this is before like selling out was a thing, but I would have to think if this happened in like the late 80s, early 90s, like Metallica or something like that, like people would be calling the Doobie Brothers sellouts because of the direction they went. But since it was the 70s, it's just like, cool, man, they're changing their music, like it or don't, move on. But it's fascinating to me that they were able to put together two completely different careers. And when we get to the conversation about how much intake we took of this discog, there's a lot to go around in, I wouldn't say not a lot of time, but it's equal amount of time per album.
So I first, before handing off to Fredo, you said something really interesting there, like comparing directly to Metallica, like thinking about Michael McDonald era as almost like Load and Reload. Like when Load and Reload happened, Metallica got blasted for selling out. I mean, it still did well, but like the metal community was like, what the hell? Like, so yeah, like I can see that being, again, if they would have, started in the 80s and, then they make that abrupt change in the 90s alongside Metallica doing Load and Reload. Yeah, I could totally see that. Now, I have a feeling like Michael McDonald voice is going to come up a lot, Fredo. How many hours in the studio of doing Michael McDonald voice? So like this seemed like a no-brainer for you to jump on when Randy offered it up. So talk to me about the Doobies.
As I think about the Doobie Brothers, the amount of time that I spent listening to the band since 73. Okay, no. It is a tale of two bands. However, it's a lot more common than you think. When you think about bands going from the 70s to the 80s, Chicago, Genesis, Deep Purple. Yes, a lot of these bands made this switch somewhere between the mid 70s and the early 80s, and they got a new career out of it. Now, where the Doobie Brothers, where they fall in line, to me, the most obvious way comparison is to Chicago. When you look at both of them, were were rock bands. They were like American rock bands, and both had a singer who was part of the band, and a previous singer went away, and the new singer stepped up. And so you've got these two different eras of the same band. You know, Tom Johnson was the singer of the Doobies beforehand. And so you hear all of those early songs, What a Fool Believes, Jesus Just All Right. You hear all those and you hear his voice. And then, 76 comes along. Tom Johnson leaves. Michael, who's the keyboard player, steps up. Him and Skunk Baxter, incredible guitarist and like nuclear scientist or some shit like that. He worked on nuclear things for the government. They come in and they start to change the sound with Michael's voice, and they go into that yacht rocks, which at the time was more like this smooth jazz metamorphosis, R&B smooth jazz stuff. And yacht rock's been around forever, and we didn't know it as yacht rock back in the late 70s, but it was these bands. Toto, it was Hall and Oates, it was the Doobies, it was Steely Dan, all of these bands that had this kind of smooth sound to them. And bam. So going back to Doobies, they do the split. And it's fascinating to me because only in retrospect do you see this kind of switch happening with these bands. And they might have been called sellouts at the time. I don't think they were. I think it was just the evolution. Mm-hmm. You got new lead singers. And it's funny because when you look at these bands who get new lead singers, not a big deal was made back then. But then you look at you look at Van Halen, you look at AC/DC, you look at Iron Maiden. When the rock bands got new lead singers, it was a big to-do. Mm-hmm. But these guys, Doobie Brothers went from Tom Johnson to Michael McDonald. They were still the Doobie Brothers. Nobody batted an eyelash. And if you look at their discography, it's pretty even split. I know in my 20, I got 11 Tom Johnson, 9 Michael McDonald.
I think that's exactly what I have.
Yeah, so it was pretty evenly split. And again, nobody batted an eyelash. When Hagar took over for Van Halen, it was a huge to-do. Mm. So I had some personal issues last week and this week, so I couldn't get into them as much as I wanted to. But I still had a fascinating time. There were a lot of, there were a lot of memories that came back as I was listening to this. So it was fun. It was.
I feel like everything that there is. I feel like everything that can be said has been said. Like, I can tell a really brief story. There isn't much to it. It doesn't really have legs, but this is the extent of my Doobie Brothers knowledge. Other than Michael McDonald voice on the Mike and Bob show. The Doobies came to Hampton, to the Coliseum, and I can't remember if we got free. It was my brother and my friend and I. I can't remember if they were like cheap tickets or free tickets. But we had tickets to go to this show. And this is the first time this has ever happened to me. We showed up late. Well, firstly, we got really stoned at my friend's apartment and then walked there. And we showed up late and they wouldn't let us in. So the joke...
Really?
Yeah, they wouldn't let us in. So the joke became Doobie Brothers denied. I mean, it's not much of a story, but that is the extent of my Doobie Brothers knowledge. Like I didn't know much going in about, there being two eras. I didn't know much. I knew Michael McDonald voice. I knew two songs for sure. And, that was it. And, come to be, oh, wait, no, I know a little bit more than that. So we trimmed this down, and I mean, even still, it ends up 93 songs, Randy, a little over 5 hours. So it's not like really time consuming, but there is a lot of songs there. There's a lot of material there. So talk me through, like, what are you looking for here as you're putting your 20 together?
Oh, man. Yeah, I will say that it was a bit strenuous on the girth. For sure. 93 is a lot of songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pretty insistent on trying to balance the catalog as much as we could, because I didn't want to just say, all right, we have enough Michael McDonald, or we have enough of it. Like, it would have felt weird if we left out one record or the other. So we just did like the whole entire 70s.
Yeah.
And in the 70s, they put out like 9 records, which is just kind of incredible throughout a whole decade. So, yeah, I think the first thing that I'm listening to is just what's familiar. And I think a lot of what we talked about the last time that we got together was, this band just has just an arsenal of greatest hits. And those songs are very undeniable to me. And then I think when it comes to some of the other stuff, I was just kind of like, what fits in? Because they don't, especially with Michael McDonald, there aren't a lot of like differentiating songs as much. Like, it stays very much within a lane. And in a certain way, it kind of stays within a structure for the earlier eras too. It can go like really rock, or it can be kind of like a little bit more like soulful country. And it was just trying to find like the hooks, and what hooks kind of stuck with me. And I think, it's a lot of songs to sift through, but I think I got like 30 or so before really figuring out like, all right, what's in, what's out. But I had 11 automatically. Like that was easy to me, and all those songs are probably on their greatest hits. So yeah, I think we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But a lot of those songs are just, again, like, can't deny them, and they're just, I guess, presence on this earth the last 50 years. They've been around for that long, and some of these songs just immediately when you hear them, you go, oh yeah, of course. I remember this being on a commercial, or like I hear this on the radio all the time. It's, they're a very recognizable band when it comes to songs. They write good pop songs.
That's true. Oh, Fredo, you mentioned you didn't have a lot of time to kind of sit with them, but I also imagine that this is one you probably could have done, the day after we said, hey, we're doing the Doobies. So, I mean, do you think that worked for or against you not having the time?
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah.
I'm familiar enough with their catalog. Anything that would have been that really would have caught my notice it would have been a deep cut, which I probably wouldn't have added regardless. As much as I love deep cuts, believe it or not, I try not to add them too much unless I think it adds something incredibly significant, because of the fact that, this is supposed to be, top shelf. This is the stuff to turn people onto the Doobies. So I didn't need side 2, cut 4 off the third album.
Yeah.
To get somebody that's for somebody who've already listened to whatever our top 10 is, and they're like, okay, yeah, let me do a deeper dive on these guys. So yeah, so it wasn't too difficult. I started with probably 15, 14 songs already.
Hmm.
So that was good, and again, it ended up being evenly split, which was a little shocking to me. 11-9. That really was a little more shocking than not. Oh, and by the way, the album that Metallica is considered selling out was the Black Album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, because they were underground metal.
Mm-hmm.
right, and it was the difference going from and Justice for All, where they
Ride the
still
Lightning.
rocked even though they screwed over Jason Newsted.
Yeah.
To the Black Album, which at that point everybody was like, "Screw them, they sold out," because everybody fell in love with Enter Sandman. So that's the big difference. And yeah, you have that kind of a shift in all of the bands I mentioned earlier. However, you don't have the outrage.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned, there was at least two that I knew that were the Doobies, going in. So I didn't want to put them in immediately. I wanted to make sure that they belonged in the conversation. So, I had to get to them organically. I think I might be 11-9 as well. I'm not sure. I'd have to count. But it came out pretty even. Album representation came out pretty even just because there was so much of it. There was a lot of hard cuts as far as, man, I really like this song, but I feel like this one does something. This one stirs something in me. Fredo's talking about, essentially greatest hits. I know that's not what you said, but to boil down what you said, I don't have that knowledge, I know I can tell you that probably about 6 of these I feel pretty confident would be considered greatest hits. And anything past that seems semi-familiar, but I wouldn't be confident in going, that's probably on the greatest hits. So, I mean, we'll see how that plays out, but I enjoyed this a lot. This really solidifies, we've had this conversation a lot lately, the Steely Dan defense. If we did Steely Dan now, I probably wouldn't have had that I'm never going to listen to them ever again feeling. Cause I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to listen to the Doobies ever again, but I really enjoyed my time with them. It wasn't painstaking in any other way than it was just 93 songs. That's just a lot. That was really the only cumbersome thing about this. And that is kind of shocking to me that I can say something about that, about yacht rock. It's just, all right, here we are. So, this feels like, just by the numbers, Randy, it's going to be hard, to I feel like this could easily be a lot of twos type situation. What do you think?
It could be, but I feel like which songs are undeniable in this, and I'm going to take a massive gamble, I think, on this and reach for the power of positivity. And my number is going to be 7.
All right. I mean, that's not, I don't think that's foolish at all.
It's what a fool believes.
He came around way back in the long ago.
Because it does feel like it. I mean, again, I mentioned the number 6. So, what do you think, Fredo? Is this something where we're going to be in the bin a lot, or?
Yeah, well, I think we're going to be in the bin a lot. But I'm going 8, even though I'm I'm kind of shooting my wad here. I don't think we're gonna do 8, but yet there's some of these 2s that I think are gonna be 3s, and so I'm counting again. It's like I said the last show that we did about playing spades.
Yeah.
I think some of these are strong possibles that I'm gonna count as a book.
See, I honestly like that 6 numbers there. Like, if the 6 that I'm looking at seem like pretty good possibilities, I mean, why would I not take the 6 in any other way other than I just don't want to win? Like,
Yeah, stop self-sabotaging yourself. Come on.
Yeah, come on. I mean,
play.
why do this if you don't want to win?
well, yeah, and John always points that out too. Like, he says you can always withdraw, but like, to me, it just doesn't seem fair. Everybody else is doing it. All right,
but we're doing it because you started the whole shit.
Well,
Right.
yeah.
If it were 6 people, then okay. If you withdraw, nobody's gonna bat an eye because what are you gonna do? Oh,
Right.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 were taken, so I guess I'm gonna go either 2 or 8. Like that, I understand, but there's 3 people here.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what? And look, if it ends up being 6, odds are good that whatever song you were gonna pick is in.
Yeah.
Honestly. So it's not a big deal to you. You're not reaching into the bin. You're not pulling something that never got mentioned. It's just sit there and say Blackwater and move on.
There is one that I will absolutely pick if it goes into the bin and somehow doesn't, if it somehow ends up in the bin. I don't think it will. It's actually one of the 6 that I'm thinking of. So like, but if it somehow ends up in the bin, that's the one I'm picking. So I'm going with 6. All that to say,
yes.
I'm sticking with my instinct, and I'm shooting for the home run here. All right, we're gonna take a quick pause, and when we come back, we're gonna start playing the game. Jack, it's the program. And with that, the name of the game is not Hockey Podcast. It's the The 3 of us have combed through a selection, the actual 70s Doobie Brothers records, and plucked out 20 songs that we're now going to mash together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you, in case you're a fool and doesn't believe in the Doobie Brothers. I mean, we've been toying around with it. It's been mentioned 8 million times. It's how I introduced the thing. I'm going to start there. I mean, why not? What a fool believes.
Of course.
Cannot take this song.
This song has always kind of been like a joke, really, to me. Like the way it's presented, like his voice, and can I tell you guys, I really like this song. I don't know why
I felt like the same.
Why do you say that
for years?
Why do you guys say that like it's like you're gonna lose cool points by saying you like the song? It's a great song, man. And his voice is great in it, even though you can't understand 3/4 of the fucking words he's saying. Which by the way, I saw them last year on their 50th anniversary tour, and Michael McDonald, and actually they have both lead singers touring, and they went back and forth based on the hits. Yeah. And Michael McDonald sounded exactly the same, meaning that I couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying. But
you wouldn't want to.
It seemed more appropriate because now he's in his 70s. So it's like, oh, it's Grandpa singing it now. It's like, okay, cool. I'm fine with not understanding.
Yeah.
It's interesting because when they tour, they don't always tour with him. I was supposed to go to a Doobie Brothers and Carlos Santana show.
Interesting.
Real cheap. Like it was like $20 tickets. And we decided not to go because we had lawn seats and it had rained like a couple hours before the show. So we're just like not really crazy about it, but it was definitely not with Michael McDonald. That's for sure. It was definitely like an early half, and they probably only played for like an hour or so, but they definitely don't tour with him often.
Well, I think that, I don't know when that show was for you. They've been touring with him for the last 2 years. I think at this point,
before COVID.
Okay. Oh yeah. The last few years they've been touring together because they're playing because now it's an all the hits show,
Yeah.
and so it's a great way for Michael McDonald and for the Doobie Brothers to make money. They got the long time one guitarist, Pat Simmons, who's one of the founders of the band. He's actually one of two members who've been with the band the whole time, never left. And and the only thing missing is for them to get Skunk Baxter. If they got him, then it would be perfect. But yeah, they
he
last
didn't do the
years,
anniversary tour. I thought he did.
who Mike who
Baxter.
no, not that I know. The anniversary tour was the one I saw last year,
Yeah,
and
because
he wasn't on it.
okay,
At least he wasn't at the show I did.
gotcha. I thought he was. All right.
All right.
He might have been for like some of the bigger shows, like if the show was in L.A. or New York or someplace like that.
Yeah, I watched a video of it was like a PBS aired broadcast of Radio City Musical. I thought he was there.
Yeah,
But that makes sense.
Yeah, for some shit like that, I'm pretty sure he would.
Well, there we go. 1 for 1. Not a shocker that one's in, but I really would have been shocked if it wasn't. But I mean, that's why they play the game, right? You got to find out.
Right.
All right, Randy.
I'm gonna go first half here. I'm just gonna go with one of the more rocking songs I have, China Grove.
Yep.
There we go. That was easy.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of these great guitar leads that, I mean, anytime you want to mimic just great fucking sounding riff, that's a perfect one to just do out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah, that's one I didn't know was them. I mean, I knew the song, and when it came up, I was like, "Oh, okay." And then, like, I mean, because of the familiarity, I added it. But then when I went back to listen to cuts, I was like, "Oh no, this is, yeah, it's familiar, but also it's awesome."
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
Right.
So I didn't just keep it because of familiarity. All right, Fredo.
I got to tell you, Justin, I think you're in a unique place because I think having been on the show with Mike, Bob, myself, the music that we listened to, which you had a passing knowledge of, I think you probably did find a lot of these songs familiar. You just didn't know they were.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think all this really did was put a name to the band.
Yeah.
Of the song. And I'm gonna pick. You pick What a Fool Believes. They had two #1 songs, one with Tom Johnson and one with Michael McDonald. I'm gonna pick the #1 song that they had with Tom Johnson, which is probably also a song but you might not have known as the Doobie Brothers, and that's Blackwater.
I got it. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those ones I couldn't get away from, and I think you're right. I think there was a familiarity there that I couldn't, place. And hold on, and there we go. I couldn't place the familiarity, and I think you're right. I think I knew it from somewhere, and so I couldn't put it away.
Yeah, you know what? I don't even think I knew it was the Doobies before going into this, but it's just one of those standard rock songs. Like everybody knows the ending.
Yeah,
Mama.
That ending is it's one of those famous endings.
Right.
Even if you don't know the song, you get to that ending. It's everybody knows it.
Play me that funky Dixieland, pretty mama gonna take me by the hand.
Yeah.
I want honky tonk, honky tonk, honky tonk,
Mama,
with you all night long. Yeah, it's great ending.
All right, so there's a couple directions I could go here. I could do the one that had familiarity, but I just genuinely, it might have been my favorite song to discover. I could do another one that feels like it should be a home run. or I could do, well, another one that is one of those 6 that I feel like could and or should be in. Which would you guys prefer? A favorite or something that feels like it should
We
be?
got 3 in a we got 3 in a row. Why don't we keep the streak alive?
Yeah, yeah. Come
Okay.
on.
All right. So how about I go with Taking It to the Streets?
Of course.
That was gonna be my next pick.
There we go. Taking it to the streets. What I love about this is like coming to these songs that were jokes to me and being like, no, this is actually good. Like, I actually like this. It really does turn you on to this band. I mean, it didn't work all those years ago from Mike and Bob, but it did plant it into my brain to be able to listen to it freely for this. And again, it was the same thing. Like I had to listen to it to make sure, but it was like the other song I knew. So, All right, we'll take it. 4 in a row. No pressure, Randy. We've still got so much to go.
I think I got one that's gonna pass through. So this has I am confirmed here. This is exactly the song that's playing in the background of 40-Year-Old Virgin while they're complaining about hearing Michael McDonald. Minute by Minute.
Yep.
Yes.
Minute by minute by minute by minute. Huggy.
I wasn't aware that this was definitely not one of my 6, but like I was listening to it, probably not right before we came on because that was a different song. But I listened to it a little bit earlier, just kind of going through my songs. And when I came up on this one, I was like, oh, I think, there's another song that is my actual favorite, but this is like way up there. I fucking love Minute by Minute.
What a great example of yacht rock.
Yes. Exactly.
If you guys, those of you who are out there who don't know what yacht rock is, and you want a great example of it, not a great example, listen to Minute by Minute.
Minute by minute.
I wonder what rating it has. You know, the yacht rock songs, they're like all rated somewhere.
Are they?
Yeah. So What a Fool Believes has a perfect rating. It has like 100 rating. It's like considered the perfect yacht rock song. I think Minute by Minute is in the top 5.
It would have to.
It has to be.
It would have to be. Like, I think the only thing What a Fool Believes has on it is familiarity. I think I like Minute by Minute more. So, anyways, Fredo.
All right, I'm gonna go with one of my all-time favorite karaoke songs. This was a song that goes back to my early days of karaoke. It's such an empowering song. It's a feel-good song. And it's something everybody needs to do. It's just listen to the music.
Yep.
Oh, do the music.
Justin?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yes. Oh my God, I love that song, man.
Man, we're already.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
I'm just saying, we're already at the 6.
Shut your mouth. That's all I'm saying. Shut your mouth.
All right, so I'm looking at Yacht or Not.
Nice.
And while What a Fool Believes has 100, Minute by Minute is a 91.5. So it's like probably number 20. I definitely thought it would have been higher.
That's got to be higher than that.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what? Save that for the after the fact.
Yeah.
Well, yep, I'll hold on to this for sure.
Yeah,
Yacht or Not. I'm into it.
I like it.
All right.
You said listen to the music. All right.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna do, because there's still 2 of my 6 that I thought, so I might as well try out one of those. And this was actually the one that turns out to be my favorite discovery of this whole thing. Jesus is just all right with me.
Damn it! I was hoping you would say it so I could say it.
Oh,
Well, it's funny
I
because
got
you
it.
stole it from me too. And my whole thing was going to be like, I'm not a religious person at all, but damn if I don't go do 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 do.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I feel like that one like crosses like it crosses the singers, like it crosses the eras really well.
Well,
Yeah.
it's an early song. It's off their second album.
Yeah.
So it's still when they're deep. You know, there's no Michael McDonald in the on the horizon just yet. But it's I don't know. It also comes out in an era where there were a lot more religious songs than you would think. A lot of songs that talked about Jesus, talked about God, that were very spiritual in some way, shape, or form. Which were all over the airways.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you know, yeah. You had that. You had Everything's All Right. I Don't Know How to Love Them, both from Jesus Christ Superstar, that were hits. You know, you had a song, Oh Happy Day. You had, I mean, there was The Lord's Prayer was actually a top 10 hit, sung by a nun. Yeah.
What about that song? You might know this, Justin. I doubt you're going to know this, but Fredo, you might. There was a group of nuns who wrote a hit, and the song was called Dominique.
Dominique. Yeah, that came out in the, I don't know, late 60s.
62,
Yeah. Early 60s. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know the song. Dominique. Very cute. But yeah. No, I know that song.
So this reminds me of the Neutral Milk Hotel song, King of Carrot Flowers, part 2 and 3. And right after coming out of the part 1 song, they transition. And, you know, again, I'm not a religious person. I'm very much the opposite. But damn if I don't go, I love you, Jesus Christ.
All right. Soared right past my
7.
Yeah, soared right past my 6. I'm good with that. All right, Randy.
Oh boy.
Okay.
There are a lot of still great options on the board here.
Tons of them.
Yeah. I'm going to go Long Train Running.
Oh, yep. I was looking right at it too.
Yep.
I was looking right at that one.
That's the last of my 6 that I thought for sure. So there we go.
Pressure on you, Fredo.
No fucking pressure.
No, I mean,
yes,
but
I'm
no.
gonna beat it. Okay.
All
Look
right.
at my list.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to that second album. There's a couple songs that I'm up to my songs where it's you know, remember this is Impossible. Fuck. All right, fuck it. Off the second album, Rolling Down the Highway.
Got it.
I don't.
Shit. You know what? It was, hey, you know what? We got 8. So I mean, you know,
that's pretty phenomenal. There's
I
still a
think
chance
so.
to have 2 more too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but we were going for the no hitter. I mean, the perfect game. We can still do the no hitter.
I tell you though, like that. I mean, again, there's a lot of really close ones, and that one was for sure. I mean, it's not saying much. I think my first pass was like 40 something, but it was for sure on my first pass. That was one I had a hard time. It kind of got lost to trying to even everything out.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
All right, Fredo.
That was Fredo.
Oh,
that was me.
Wait, it's back to me. That's right.
Yeah.
My bad.
By the way, we're at 8, which is what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we're stopping.
All right, we already got that one.
I don't think so either.
That one off. See, now we're in the territory of I don't know what's what. So I don't know what is taking a heavy swing and what is like right on the money. We haven't cracked this record yet. So let me trot this one out there. Sweet Maxine.
Nope.
Okay. All right. First one to the
Fourth
bin.
round and our first one in the pile. That's very solid.
Yeah.
All right, Randy.
All right, let's see if we can knock Fredo out here. It keeps you running.
Yep.
Nope.
That's off the Taking It to the Streets out.
Yes.
Just in case you.
It keeps you running. Gets a
It
2.
keeps you running. Yep.
All right, Fredo.
I'm gonna go with a song off that same album. No, actually, it's a lie. It's off the next album, "Living on a Fault Line," which the version that I'm familiar of is by Carly Simon. Michael McDonald does the vocals on this one, and I never thought this would be a song that would have that yacht rock feeling to it, but it does. You Belong to Me.
Yes.
Ooh. No.
Oh.
That was a late.
Oh.
That was a late one.
Yeah, I love Carly Simon's version. And years ago when I heard his version, I was just like, holy shit, it's different, but it's really really good.
You know, that's an aspect of this band that we haven't really touched up on, especially in the Michael McDonald era, is that they had other artists come in and help them write songs like Kenny Loggins. Kenny Loggins wrote What a Fool Believes with Michael McDonald, and then James Taylor wrote Taking It to the Streets. Like, these massive hits were like basically all-star teams of huge stars of the 70s.
And these are all guys who fall into that yacht rock genre.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. There was Kenny Loggins has another song that he wrote with the Doobies too, and I can't remember what it was, and I might even have it on my list. I can't remember.
I know he's got a few that I don't know whether he wrote with the Doobies or he wrote with Michael McDonald, but same shit, you know.
Yeah, I think they won a Grammy for both. I'll look it up.
All right.
Go ahead.
So back to me.
Who's up?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let me trot something out from minute by minute. How about Open Your Eyes?
No,
don't have it.
Man, the magic is gone from me. All right, Randy.
All right. It feels like we've been on McDonald a little bit. Let's go back up. How about Eyes of Silver?
No.
All right, Fredo.
Let's say. Let's go with. Let's go right before Michael takes over off the Stampede album. Some a little fun here. Take Me in Your Arms.
Oh yeah, got it.
I'm so glad that you guys had that. I don't. That one was literally 21.
Oh, come on.
That one was literally 21.
Oh, come on.
You know,
we should have been done already.
Fredo, you make a really good point. Because I think that Michael McDonald, the way that it all kind of transpired was they brought him in to the studio to do some backing vocals and some like bits and keyboard and stuff like that. And then they asked him to go on tour with them. And that's how this kind of all evolved. And I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if Michael McDonald was on the recording of this song, because that's like your gateway drug into full-on Doobie Yacht Rock. It's not his era yet, but this is the direction they were going in.
Yeah. And you know, Tom Johnson leaves. And it only made sense for Michael McDonald to step in. You know, it's one of those things, like he wasn't going in to change the band. But if you're gonna, you know, if you're gonna ask me, well, then let's do it this way, kind of deal. But yeah, it's at that point where they're just starting. That was off the Stampede.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Stampede.
Take Me North Stampede. Next album is Taking It to the Streets.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Let's, you brought up taking it to the streets. Let's try one off of there. How about Wheels of Fortune?
Nope.
I have it.
Hey.
Thanks, Sajak. Or now Seacrest? Is
Question.
that right?
I honestly don't know who replaced him, or if he has yet.
I thought I had heard that the other day, but that's a
It
show
makes
that
sense.
I would
I
never
mean,
watch that.
yeah,
I don't. What are you talking? What are you talking about?
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh yeah, it's Seacrest. I think. So.
All right, Randy.
Oh, it's back to me. Okay. Go Here to Love You.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I got it.
A 2 with Justin.
Oh, this
Wait, we just had
that's 2 in a row. Yeah, that's 2 in a row.
Yeah. Weird. All right.
Tables have turned.
Oh.
Fredo.
I'm gonna go with another one of the oldie kind of soft rock off the Captain and Me, South City Midnight Lady.
That was a last minute cut. I decided to take another one off of that record that I thought was more suited to my tastes.
I don't have it, but it is one that came up when I asked the listening audience.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, it's one of their softer songs, and if you really take a listen to it, it's the epitome of the early '70s kind of, rocking bands when they do a soft song.
Yeah.
Power ballad.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Before power ballads are synonymous with the '80s and hair metal, but yeah, this would be a power ballad for a '70s rock band.
Heartland rock power ballad.
Yeah.
So I still have 8 left. I imagine you guys are you might have
5.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. So
I got 7.
okay. Maybe we
Another
do
2 should be all right.
Let's do 2 more rounds and then dump out from there, I think.
Sounds good.
Cuz I don't know that I have any home runs here. How about Song to See You Through?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Not only was I right, but that was awfully prophetic. All right, Randy?
I haven't picked the song that I mentioned before we started recording because you were listening to a song on Discord and I was listening to it at the same time on my phone, and I didn't think to take it until now, depending on you.
Nope. I was just listening to the playlist, friend.
Whoa, listen to the playlist. We're still sitting on 8, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's about to change right now with this walk up homer right here. Ready? Walk off homer right here. Off of One Step Closer. It's the only song I got off. Real Love.
I got it.
I don't.
God damn you, Justin!
Oh, hey, but you can save it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can save
we'll
it.
see. Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, there's a lot
We'll
of
see.
2s out here anyway, so.
Yeah,
It's good.
a lot of 2s and not a lot of spaces to put them.
Yeah. All right. Well, last round to try some of these. How about Nothing But a Heartache?
Oh, I don't have that one.
Nope.
Okay. Wow. Whiffers on both of my last 2. Okay. Randy?
Got 3 left. I'll go with Clear as the Driven Snow.
Nope.
No. All right. Fredo?
Off the Captain and Me, Evil Woman.
Man,
Nope.
I knew I should have kept that one.
Well, you should have. There's about 60 you should have kept.
Literally.
What about you, Randy?
I did not have Evil Woman now.
Ah, shit! Wow.
just making
Right.
space, you know. Okay.
Nope.
I don't expect this one to be in. It's the thing, but it doesn't really do the thing for the Doobies, which is why I didn't lead with it. Nobody.
I actually
got it.
have it.
Holy shit! There it is.
Are you serious?
Number 9. Yes. Yes.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
No,
Yes.
do the thing when it's not gonna be in. It's not gonna be in.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
but to me, it doesn't do the thing. It's a great Doobie Brothers song, but it doesn't do the thing. Like that's why I didn't lead.
It doesn't do the thing because the thing hadn't been developed yet.
Exactly.
It's the first song off of their first album.
Yeah. So
You know.
yeah. But I mean, when I went back to it, I was like, this fits, and I still like it. It just isn't. It isn't. You know, oh my God, I got to lead with this. So,
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it for you,
How
isn't
many
it,
do you have
Justin?
left? How many do you have left?
Let's see. I've got to dump them out anyway. That was the first one I forgot. We were doing dump out. Daughters of the Sea.
Nope.
8th Avenue Shuffle.
Nope.
You're Made That Way.
Nope.
Chinatown.
Yep.
Okay. Landed 2 there.
Mhm.
And last but not least, No Stopping Us Now.
No.
Okay, 1. No, I think that one was a 2.
How many you got left, Fredo?
I got You Just Can't Stop. You Just Can't Stop It. Excuse me.
Is that the early one?
No, I got 3 total.
Okay.
You Just Can't Stop It.
Okay. The only one I have left is Another Park, Another Sunday. Do you got that?
No.
Okay.
I got Larry the Logger 2-Step. It's an instrumental. I don't know why I picked it, but it just. And then Here to Love You.
Wait. Here to
What?
Love You was taken.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. It's in the combo.
Let's see here.
I
Yeah.
have it in the combo at least.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
No.
Guess what?
We're done.
That's number 10.
Yeah.
We're done.
Wait, Justin, did you take that?
Yeah, I've heard Here to Love You. It was a 2. It was me and
Holy
you.
fuck.
I don't know how I. This is why you guys see. I say everything by the album,
Mhm.
and it's on the minute by minute album. It's number 19 on my 20. Wow, there it is. Talk about a game saver. They brought in the closer.
Yeah.
Literally.
They bring in the big lefty to get for 3 pitches.
I think that was more of like a bunt overthrow to first and scoring the tying run.
Exactly. You know what? That was Mookie. That was who was it? Bill
Mookie
Buckner.
Buckner,
That was
yeah.
that was Bill Buckner letting the throw. I mean, letting the throw go between his legs or whatever the fuck it was.
Yep.
All right.
Holy
Dramatic, but not what you expect.
Yeah.
shit. Mhm.
I think that might have been a first. So we're done. And here's what we got. What a Fool Believes, China Grove, Blackwater, Taking It to the Streets, Minute by Minute. Listen to the music. Jesus Is Just All Right with Me, Long Train Running, Nobody, and Here to Love You. Randy, I mean, there's a couple in play here, I think. What do you think's the one?
I gave it some good thought. I was actually completely on one side when I started, and then I finished off on a completely different side. And I think this one is a perfect example of a yacht rock song that has some like oomph to it and has some energy to it. And I think this is probably their best song, Taking It to the Streets.
What do you think, Fredo?
It's hard to argue against it, except I'm gonna. It's
Go for it. That's why we're here.
First of all, I think you Justin, you just kind of blew off the fact that we've got 85 twos, and literally the last song mentioned, which was an Overlook, ends up calling it a night.
Yeah.
I think you were a
The
little
most unconventional way.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it's gonna as much as a lot of people are going to associate the Doobies with the Michael McDonald era, I got two songs that I think top any of the Michael McDonald era. Number one is "Listen to the Music," which just is such a positive song. To me, it's one of the quintessential Doobie songs. And then the second, which I think I think would probably have a stronger case more for it, is do 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 do
Yeah.
do. Come on, Jesus is just all right. Oh yeah.
I mean, it could be any of those. It could be China Grove. It could be Minute by Minute. Like, I mean, I'm trying to set aside my thoughts from, or my personal bias, because as I've mentioned ad nauseum at this point, Jesus is Just All Right with Me, I think was my favorite.
Right.
My favorite discovery. And I'm trying to separate, am I trying to back you on that because it was my favorite, or do I think it does the thing that we want it to do? And I think it's both.
Well, let me give you a little bit of let me give you a touch here to try to convince you. Okay, and this actually makes sense because you and I have to go in and do last year's top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, mark it today. That if we make this the Doobies number one with a bullet, next year when we're discussing it, and I start going do 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 do, this will end up on the list because it doesn't matter what the hell you do this year, doesn't matter what songs come up with what bands. Very, very, very few songs have an earworm like Jesus is Just All Right.
It's true. Not incorrect at all. Where are we swaying you anywhere, Randy? Or
Look, I'm smiling right now. I love taking it to the streets. I also love listening to the music. I love Jesus as well. The song. And my other one that I was obviously like at first like, oh, it has to be What a Fool Believes, but it doesn't. I don't think it might just be making the Doobies a caricature if we made that number one. But I mean, there's legs to this. I think just like you said, like immediately into the song, you hear that and so recognizable. It's so catchy.
Here, okay, let me give you a little bit more. You get the breakdown in the middle of the song. He goes, Jesus, he's my brother. He took me by the hand, and then something else, and then it's like it's almost like a religious experience, right? Because we stop with the do-do-do-do's, and now I'm reaching out. I'm telling you about Jesus. He's my man. He's my friend. He took me. I was down. He took me by the hand. He reached out, and then do 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 do. It's the fucking revelation. It's everybody yelling and screaming in the church. Hands up, Jesus! Yeah, come on. This I guarantee you, this song will put the Doobies in the top 10 next year. Done. I'm telling you.
I have argued angry Fredo. I've argued excited Fredo. I've argued belligerent Fredo. I cannot argue Reverend Fredo. Put it
in. I like it.
And again, trust me, this is me playing the game. 100%. This is me looking at it. Hey, we're recording this in January. I don't know when it's gonna show, but this is me looking 12 months into the fucking future. This song is going in.
All right. Let's lock it in. Jesus Is Just All Right With Me is our number 1. We also have What a Fool Believes, China Grove, Blackwater, Taking It to the Streets, minute by minute. Listen,
Minute by minute by minute. Okay, hold on.
listen to the music.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, listen to the music.
Long Train Running, Nobody,
Talk about love.
Where I want to be right now without love.
and Here to Love You rounds out our 10. So, let's let Jesus Is Just All Right With Me
Yes.
get a moment
Yes.
in the sun.
Oh, yeah. God, I wish I could hear it.
Before we end the show, I just want to tell everybody how much I've loved doing this podcast. This is a milestone episode for me. This is number 50.
Wow.
And,
Oh.
yep. And it's even more so with Championship Edition and some other things on the side, including the yearly year in review episodes. So it's more like 55 or something like that, but it doesn't matter. But I just want to say that I've had some of the best listening experiences of my life doing the work and digging into this podcast. It's just been such it's allowed me to kind of reach out of my comfort zone. And while the Doobies like maybe at some point were out of my comfort zone, like I think without this podcast, I think I don't even think about it. I just like, nah, not my thing. But I think what this does when you get so infatuated with just playing the game and just, bouncing ideas off of each other and being like, well, I like this song because of this. And, this song is definitive of this band for a specific style, a specific sound, a specific lyric. It really has opened up my mind to so much new and great stuff. And I just want to, especially you two, because we've done, out of the 50, probably at least 30 episodes together. Yeah. And I just want to thank you guys and everybody that I have been along the way doing these episodes with, from John and Peter and Curtis and Jenny, anybody else that I can think of right now. It's been a really fun time, and I hope at some point I'll get to 100.
It's crazy
if we don't run out of bands.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy though. Like, to put that in context, and this is for both of you, really. Like, you could set your episodes aside and have a whole year listening to just your episodes.
No,
that's wild.
I know.
What am I at? I gotta be at 60, close to 70.
I'd imagine so. But I honestly don't know because I don't keep track of anybody's numbers but my own, and I don't even keep track of my own.
What do you mean? How do you mean keep track of your own? Whatever episode this is, that's the number you're at.
That's why I can keep track.
I have a long running playlist that has every single top 10 song. I'm going to add these right now, but without the Doobies, obviously it's 490 songs.
Wow.
How much time do you think it would take to get through that whole entire playlist?
Jesus.
Give me a second.
Try and do the math.
Yeah, 14 songs an hour is what we averaged on radio.
Give me like a total overall runtime of what this whole entire playlist is.
So, okay, I'm going to go 16 songs an hour. How many? 400? 16, 160 is 10 hours. 320 is I said 10. That doesn't make sense. No. Hold on.
It's got to be.
It's 10 hours. It's got to be. It's got to be. And these are just the number one songs.
These are the top 10s of every single band I've done.
Oh, all top 10s?
All top 10s, yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'd say 2 weeks. At least. That's 2 weeks worth of music straight playing,
It's 28 hours without the Doobie songs.
It's a lot of punk rock in there.
Oh.
I was going to say, like,
yeah, right.
Because it could be anywhere in the 40 hour range, but Yeah, there is a lot of punk rock in there that is probably all of 10 minutes. So
Yeah, Turnstile has like 2-minute songs. So.
yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll get into more of this on After the Fact, which you can listen to by pledging $1 to the Patreon, patreon.com/ohhijustin. Would love to have you aboard for that. You get the After the Fact, as we mentioned, it goes there immediately after we're done talking. You get Deprogrammed Before the Rest of the World, the occasional Oh Hi Justin podcast. It also gets you special channels in the Discord and an automatic link so you can join the Discord. You don't want to pay $1 to do any of that, that's cool. Just come join the Discord. We're growing a tree in there now. There's number counting, all sorts of great stuff in the Legion of Stupid Discord. Come hang out. It's shameful good times. We're a podcast, and I'd love it if you would rate wherever you're listening and leave a comment wherever you're listening. If it's Spotify, you can leave a comment and I can say something back, which is cool. But leave 5 stars if you're going to do that. It does help us be more visible. Most of you are listening from Apple Podcasts. If you're doing that, 5 stars again, and leave a comment. Say what your 10 songs for Doobie Brothers would be, or how much you love What a Fool Believes. Whatever you want to do. It's fine. Would appreciate the 5 stars, though. Since we're a podcast, though, like, sharing is caring, and the absolute best way you can help is by telling somebody that you listen to the show. Hey, I listen to Deprogrammed, and you should too. That would mean the absolute world to me. And with that, the Doobie Brothers. Love 'em people. We'll see you next week. Bye.